Good morning. So I'm gonna try this out. I wanna see how it looks. Let's see. Just gonna share this to my other pages. I think it looks okay. If the picture looks different to you, let me know. Let's see. And if you're watching, if you wouldn't mind sharing, that'd be awesome too. I'd love for anybody else to see that I don't maybe know. Let's see. I'm gonna share it to my, hopefully my personal page. Maybe not. Let's see. Okay, sharing to my group now. Let's see. I don't know why Facebook has to make this so difficult. I wish you could just like get it ready to go. Let's see. I will try and read comments also. So I've heard talking versus not talking so much, but I mean, I'm going to talk and explain how it works. But if you have any questions, let me know. And I think I'm good now. Let me just get back to seeing the live so I can see your comments. Okay, and then turn the volume off so I don't hear myself. Okay, let's see. Okay, I think I'm good to go now. All right. Okay, so I am Angela with 3L Creations. Welcome to my live. I've been trying to get on here all week. I just wasn't sure what I really wanted to make, so I just hadn't gotten on here yet. Today I'm going to be making a wreath that's coffee related. And I think I'm gonna move my, let's see. Oh, and that's my dog, Copper. Let's see. Did that fix it? It's really, I think the worst part about going live is trying to adjust your camera and everything to get it just right and how I want it. Let's see. And I still feel like it's, let's see. Okay, I think that's a little bit better. You guys don't need to see me right now, it's fine. So, today, and it looks like it's upside down, so I'll hold it this way. I am doing a coffee themed Deco mesh wreath. I found this sign at Sims Pottery. I thought it was too cute to not do, and because I also found this ribbon at the wreath shop, I told myself that there was no way I could not do this, so I had to. So they kind of go together. I found colors at home to match what I already had, and so I am pairing up these ribbons together to go with this, and then these ribbons to go with this on this frame. I decided to make it a little bit smaller possibly. I believe that this work form though, it goes from 15 to 24 inches. So this could be quite a good size by the time I'm done with this. But I didn't want to keep you all on here any longer than I needed to also. But these are really great. They already come attached. I believe I got this at the craft outlet. I think at the time it was pretty reasonable. Maybe it was like $3.25, something like that. But I don't know what it is now. It's basically something I had that I'm trying to get rid of because I can't use this to make a flower wreath. So, so here is the sign I'm going to use. I've already gotten it ready. It had a hanger on it, but I went ahead and cut that off, and I added the pipe cleaners to it so that we can attach it to the wreath when it's ready. I have already made a bow that I want to use. I think I'm only going to do the one, and I see that this is not even, and I haven't cut the ends of this yet, so I'll show you how that works later. I am going to be using this 21-inch Deco. It's actually a burlap Deco mesh. I got it at my current or local wholesaler, and I like the feel of it. It's not like the normal Deco mesh that's kind of, I don't know, harsh to the touch. I feel like it is. And then I'm using this 10-inch that I got at the wreath shop. I liked the colors in this. I don't know, blue's kind of my favorite color, and turquoise is just, I don't know, it's been a thing lately, so I'm just going with it. I've already cut some of my pieces. These are all 15 inches long. I will show you how I cut these as soon as we get to this, and I will show you also how I use this bow jabra to get everything ready because I'd rather have everything ready to go on the frame instead of twisting it on, untwisting it to put something else on, twisting it and untwisting it. It's kind of redundant. So first things first, and I need a zip tie. This I learned from Lori of Hardworking Mom. She is pretty awesome. If you haven't watched her, you should check her out. If you're a crafter and you aren't already following her, you should check her out. But what I do is I take the Deco mesh, and it's uneven right now because I already trimmed the ends. But you take from the one finished end, you take it and you just ruffle it together until you get to the other end, okay? Then what you do is you don't put it in, you don't put it in the pipe cleaner, or I think this is a tinsel, if you will. You put it right past it. So I'm left-handed, and I like that this is backwards because it probably means that it looks correct for right-handed people. So what you do is you just take the end, hi Trish, and you put it a little bit past where you're going to end when you come around. Now this, usually the frames have 18 pipe cleaners or the tinsel, gosh, I can't even think of the word right now. It usually has about 18, but this only has 7 going around and 5 on the top instead of 10 and 18. Also, the other frames that I usually use, it has 6 sections and this only has 4. This has 4 sections. So I just wanted to do something quick, but so everybody could see it as well. So what I do is I take the end and I take the zip tie with the flat side facing down, and then I just attach it. I thought this was the best thing ever when I saw Lori do this, so Lori, thank you so much. And then I just take my awesome wire cutters that I got from Amazon. These are awesome. If anybody's looking for some, it's a Crescent brand. And then I'm not going to use these scissors because it's harder to cut a lot of mesh at one time, so I'm going to use my heavy duty scissors just to trim the edge or the end. And these are Fiskars. I think I got them at Joann's actually. They were 50% off, so that was awesome. So with this wreath, I'm going to go ahead and do 10-inch puffs or poofs, whatever way you want to say it. So you just find a number, wherever you want your starting point to be, and I start from the pipe cleaner, and then I just, keeping the finished edges down, I just kind of hold it, and then I just kind of bunch it and pull it out so it's straight until I get to that 10-inch mark. And then what I do is I then put it in the nearest section, and I just am going to twist it a couple times. Okay, now you can either fluff it out now or you can fluff it out later. It's really up to you. Okay, so as I had said, this is a 15 to 24 inch, and what that means is, so it's 15 inches now, but it can extend to 24 inches depending on how you make the wreath. Okay, so then I keep doing the same thing. You just measure out 10 inches. I know some people have a counting method is how they do it. I kind of have an idea of when I've measured out 10 inches, but I still like to be able to just see it and measure it. It doesn't have to be perfect as far as the amount that you put, but I think it does matter that it looks uniform and it looks similar. So let's see. So I'm just going to go around the whole outside and put this on. This is another reason that I did it so that it didn't have so many twist ties. That's the word I was looking for. Because then I'd be sitting here forever. And I honestly like to do lives, but I try and keep it short and sweet. That's why I kind of get everything situated so that there's not so much that you need to sit and watch me do, because it is a redundant process at times. So unless you have nothing better to do, then you could sit here for an hour, hour and a half, however long it takes for someone to make it, which I do like doing that sometimes. I do like to watch, especially while I'm working and making my own wreaths. So I'm getting to the last one, which is where we started originally with the zip tie. So I haven't used this twist tie yet, so now I'm going to. And I just realized that these colors would look super nice in a beach wreath. And I know I've used these colors already, but I mean, they're just so pretty. Okay, so now I'm done with the outer ring, okay? So what we're going to do next is, so here's my next one. Let me go ahead and pull these up. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to zip tie this onto here. And the whole point of it is just, it's to keep it clean and look nice, and you won't see it. You don't have to do it. It's a personal preference. So just attach that. And then you're going to do the same thing again. And we're going to measure out 10 inches. We're not going to use this one. We're going to start with the next twist tie. If you're watching, let me know where you're watching from. I'm interested to see, you know, it's always different who's watching and how many people are here and what have you. I will be putting this on YouTube as well. So if for some reason I went too fast, or you want to make one of these on your own, then you can refer to that to do so. I did have somebody that had messaged me this morning asking if I had a kit. I don't. I know that there are a couple of the ladies that I actually do watch who do that. They every month. I know Lori of Hardworking Mom and Julie of Southern Term Wreaths does that. They've also been doing this for quite a while, so I'm not really at that point yet. However, I had taught a beach wreath class recently before everything with COVID-19 happened. I had done a class, and so I have extra materials because I was supposed to have a class, and I didn't get to have that class. So I have the materials that I can send. I've already mailed out several kits. Actually delivered a couple kits too. I made a video, so it's easy to follow along. But I can also do a Zoom call or what have you and make the wreath with you. So here we're at the last one. So we just go ahead and put it on. Hi, Jane. Where in Kentucky are you at? I used to be, and I don't, it might be near there. I can't remember now. I lived in Fort Knox, so we were outside of Louisville. But that was a long time ago. And I do miss it there. I don't miss the humidity at all. So just going to trim the end. And it's hard to cut all this mesh together, but there, these scissors are great for that. Okay, and then I'll set this aside. And then we take our last zip tie because we do use 3, okay? Flip it over. And I'm just going to attach it onto this bar here. And that is the first part, and we're done with that. And if you need to, you can fluff everything. I know E-Town. We used to go to CC's Pizza all the time. That was one of our favorite places. So now that I've made this, it looks like it measures about 16 inches. So that's not too bad. So what's next is putting on the 10-inch mesh and the ribbons, okay? So I have already started cutting these, but I'm going to go ahead and show you. And you have to be careful because mesh gets caught on everything, including your clothing. So if you really like what you're wearing, I suggest that you either wear an apron or something so that it doesn't snag your shirt, because otherwise there's no turning back from there. So I take my, this is a Rotary Cutter. Everybody has all different kinds. I like this one. I got it because of the color. But it all cuts the same as long as you have a good, I can't even think. I'm at a loss for words today. But this is really cool. It has this feature where it locks. So I can't use it unless I push in the button. And then it ejects it, if you will. Who's got coffee? Is anybody a coffee drinker that's watching? Or are you just watching? So I am doing 15-inch pieces. So I just cut it. And I think I needed 3 more. So you just measure it out, cut it. So I cut it from top to bottom, but I know that there are some people, and I really should get in the habit of this, but there are some that actually cut down going up. To me, it makes more sense. It's just the left-handed person in me that does everything backwards. So now I have all of my mesh. I'm gonna go ahead and lock that. so I can't use it. I don't need these anymore. So the next step, I've already done the first one, so I'm going to go ahead and put this on, and then I'll show you how it goes. I start on the outside, and then I work my way on into the inside. So you undo the twist tie, and you lay this right on top of it, and then twist it, which these are really sturdy. They're really good. So even if you twist it a couple times, I think you'll be good. But if you use pipe cleaners, you probably want to twist it like 3 or 4 times, because you want to make sure it stays, because in reality, you're not going to be reopening this again. You're done. So then what you do is you take the ribbon and you just kind of make it an X out of it. Because this frame was a little bit smaller, I actually decided to cut the ribbon in 10-inch pieces instead of 12 inches, okay? So today I'm going to be using this brown paisley, or I'm sorry, this, I guess it's damask, and it's got a really pretty, the turquoise in it. So then I was on a mission to find stuff that would match it, and I chose this because this is brown. I'm making a coffee wreath. So, hi Brenda. Hey, guess what, Brenda? I'm new also. Welcome. So I decided I wanted to use this, and so what I do is I pick colors that I want to go with it. So looking at this coffee ribbon, I knew I wanted some color that was going to make it pop. So I knew that I wanted to do maybe a tan mesh and then figure out a color. So the first thing I did is, okay, I want a brown ribbon. I found this one. I haven't used it yet. So I decided I really like this turquoise color, so I was going to go with it. I know, I love it too, Jane. And so decided to go with this. So then the next step was, okay, I've got turquoise. I need to find something else that's going to go with that. That's when I decided to use this. But I didn't want to put the two together because this had no bright color in it. So that's why I paired these up. Figuring out to do this one took a minute. And I like this. I just really I wasn't fond of any of the other ones that I had found. So I decided to pair these up together. I left these uncut so I could show you how you do that. So like I said, these are all 10 inches long. I usually do 12 depending on the size of the wreath, okay? I take 2 pieces because it's easier. So I take 2 pieces of the ribbon and I fold it in half long ways. Starting, whether you're left-handed or right-handed, starting from the wire, because I only use wired ribbon. Starting from the wire, you cut inward to make your dovetail. People call this a dovetail. I don't know, they call it other things, but this is the only thing that I've ever known it as. So that's why I refer to it as that. So then you just flip it around, you do the same thing again, and you cut from the wire in. Depending on the material of your ribbon, it's hard. It might be harder to do, and it might be easier to cut it. Thicker fabrics, you might want to only do 1 at a time. Thinner fabrics, I would still only do 2. Unless it's really a frail material, then just do 1 at a time, or just don't do it at all. But I don't know, I think the dovetail just kind of adds a really nice touch. So I took 2 more again, starting at the wire, cutting in. Hi, Ginger. And then same thing on this side. And then these last 2. So because I had 12 twist ties, I only needed 12 ribbons, so that was 6 of each color. Isn't this coffee ribbons like super cute? I was trying to find more coffee ribbon, but I didn't want to push my luck. I didn't find anything, so. So starting at the wire and you cut it in. So now all my ribbons are ready. So what you do is you do every other twist tie you're going to change the ribbons, okay? So what you do, and this is going to be a ruffle. So what you do is you lay it out with the finished edges on left to right. And then you just take it and you pinch some of it, and then you just keep pinching it from the middle until you get to the end. See, it catches on everything like this. Okay? So then it has this nice kind of ruffled look. I kind of just turn it in a little bit. It's just a habit. It might fray, which that's fine, because Deco mesh does that, and I just trim it off. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to set this in here so I can grab my ribbon, okay? And then even if you set it in here, then you can kind of just mold this to make it how you want it to look. So I already did this ribbon, so the next one I'm going to do is my coffee and my chevron ribbon. So you take it, fold it in half to see what the about halfway is. I grab it from the middle and just kind of scrunch it together and then just put it on. You can either do the X part of it now, or you can wait until you put it on, and I just wait till I put it on. So now that everything is how I need it, I pull it out, holding it in the middle with my finger, or my thumb and my forefinger. Deanne, you're watching from the car? That is awesome. Where are you at? And then you just undo the twist tie, and you put it in, or lay it in there. And then just twist it a few times. And then I just kind of fix it to make it look nice. And spread the ribbon. Okay, so then we can do the next one. So it's just the same thing you do all the way around. When you get to the end of the roll of the mesh, it likes to curl, which makes it harder to to ruffle it up. Okay. How's everybody been doing? I'm sure everybody's either at a breaking point or already had a breaking point. Unless you don't mind all this time at home. I don't mind it at all. I've actually really enjoyed it. Yesterday was 6 weeks, I believe, that my husband started working from home. And I guess to anyone else, we're newlyweds, but regardless, we really love each other. So we've really enjoyed it a lot. I have a 16-year-old daughter. She will be 17 this month. Oh my gosh. So she's here with us. And then we have 2 dogs. And I think it's been going good. We did get sick, my husband and I, but thankfully we were tested negative for the virus. It was just a really bad upper respiratory infection for me, and I'm pretty sure that's what he had, either that or bronchitis. So you just keep Brenda, you know what? This actually forced me to cook more, which I wasn't mad at because I really missed it. Our lives were so busy. I just fell out of a routine. And because of that, I wasn't cooking, and we were eating out way more than we really should have. So, we started cooking. But I have a hard time because I don't like because I don't know about anybody else, but in my family, their favorite meal is whatever, or I don't know. So I don't have the recipe for those, and unless somebody does, please let me know what it is. And so it makes it hard because it's not, talk about pressure. I'm trying to make a good meal that everybody is going to want to eat. But anyways, it did make it forced me to cook, and I really enjoyed it. And my husband actually likes to cook with me, so that's nice. Aw, thank you. I hope I'm saying your name right, Deanne. I have family in Oklahoma as well. I don't know if you're a crafter watching, but are the craft stores opening? That would be my biggest question. Our Michael's is still open. However, it's only curbside pickup. I don't mind shopping online. Sometimes I prefer it. And I don't know about anybody else, though. It's just some things I actually like to touch. I want a tangible item, you know? But it's not always that easy, unfortunately. Ugh, I feel for you. You know what? I'm going to come up with a recipe. I'm going to come up with a recipe, and I'm going to call it whatever, and then I'm going to come up with another one, and I'm going to call it I don't know. And you know what it's going to be? It's going to be a mismatch of all the things that I'm craving at the time, and if nobody likes it, then they don't have to eat it. That's what I always have to say. And we're trying not to go to the store too often, but I mean, fruits and vegetables only last for so long. I actually don't fold it in half, but I just want to show you so that you can make it even. I'm usually pretty good about eyeballing it, so I just find what the center is and put it on there. So that's the only reason we've really been going to the store, but I'd rather not. I don't know about anybody else, but so when we were sick, we ended up being sick, I think 5 weeks each, and we were a week apart from each other. In getting sick, I was first. And we went to the store once. We did not go anywhere until our coughs were not so bad, because the last thing we want to do is, one, get anybody sick, but two, have anybody give us dirty looks, because, you know, we're sitting there coughing and we're at a store and we're in the midst of this virus that's killing people, and, you know, we just didn't want anybody to give us flack, but we needed to do what we needed to do. So we had our masks on, we went to Costco, and I tend to have anxiety, but oh my God, my anxiety was full on raging. I have never felt the way that I felt. It was the most horrible feeling, and it was kind of just reality smacks you in the face, and to see people wearing masks, especially, but to also seeing people not wearing them, especially older adults, it really upset me, because I felt like people weren't taking it seriously. So I don't know if you've encountered that, but oh my gosh, and how far away is Texas for you? So you're probably used to just shopping online, huh? You poor thing. If you're ever out in San Diego, let me know and I'll take you. But yeah, so I hope nobody you know has gotten sick, and if they have, that it wasn't the virus, and that they got well sooner than later. I actually know somebody that did get tested positive for the virus, and she's the first person I know. Her son and my daughter are the same age and in the same grade. They've known each other since middle school. So it's really scary. It kind of really puts things into perspective when you see somebody you know that gets it. But thankfully, I saw her latest update on Facebook. She is fever-free now. I think it's been 3 days. She's finally been able to start eating. I'm sure she's exhausted though, because even with what my husband and I had, it just takes so much out of you. My gosh. Okay, 45 minutes is not so bad. I used to live in Louisville, and from what I remember, well, I didn't shop at Michael's then either, but one of my mesh took off and I can't reach it, so I'm gonna get up and get it. I used to live in Fort Irwin also. If no one's familiar with that, it's actually in California. It is an Army, it's the National Training Center, and it's outside of Barstow. And it's about half a hour into the desert. So if you've ever seen a movie where they have a mirage in the distance because they've been, you know, walking forever and they're going delirious. That's what it was like living there, because you'd see the exit for where you needed to go, and then it was very deceiving. And so everything you had to drive to get to. The mall was like an hour away, but there were some outlets, so that was nice. So I'm on the last twist tie on the outer ring, and it is going to be the same pattern that's going next to each other, but that's okay. It happens. I mean, it could be a good place for me to put the sign, so that's what we're going to be doing next, to figure out where we're putting that. Oh, an hour and a half for Michael's? Wow. Do you have any wholesalers near you at all? You know, it was dumb luck for me when I started doing this. Well, I started my business last February. And then I actually didn't even start making wreaths until like September of last year. And when I realized that, I was like, wow, I can't believe that. But yeah, that's when I really started. But anyways, I was Googling wholesalers to try and find somebody that I can buy ribbon from. And because the type of wreath that I was making, I needed, a majority of what I needed was ribbon. I happened to find a retailer, or a wholesaler, I should say, sorry, that was like a couple miles from my house. And I was, oh my God, I told my husband, I'm sorry, but I was so excited. I felt like a kid in a candy store the first time I went there. Oh my gosh. So Jane, I got this ribbon at the wholesaler I'm telling you about right now. So they are called Shinoda Design Center. They are based out of Santa Ana, California. And they are online. I think it's shinodadesigncenter.net. Their website is not the easiest one to maneuver. I have to say, it's pretty frustrating sometimes. But this ribbon, it's 2.5 inch by 10 yards medallion pattern ribbon, chocolate blue. And the number on the barcode is 001410091213. I'm never able to figure out what number is what, because no matter how I look this up, I can, 9 times out of 10, I don't find it. But when everything opens back up, stay in touch with me. Make sure you follow my page, and I will, as soon as I'm able to, I can go and check and see if they have it, and I can get one for you. But definitely look online. So if you're a crafter, if you order online, where's your go-to place? I love Craft Outlet. I've ordered from Trendy Tree, the Wreath Shop. I've actually found a couple places recently. I made the Stars and Stripe flower wreath, and finding royal blue poly burlap ribbon is like finding a needle in a haystack. And so I've had to take it wherever I can find it, and it's not the cheapest. And unless you do a lot of sales where you need to order a lot of inventory, then it'd be more conducive to order from certain wholesalers. But you know, they require quite the minimum order to start off. So I don't know, I've kind of tossed around the idea of it just so I can make sure I get those materials. I am taking orders for those right now too, in case you didn't see that. So you can look on my page for information about that. I made a 10, a 12, and a 14 inch Stars and Stripes flower. Waterman's Loft. Oh, I haven't heard of that one yet. I have not ordered from Deco Exchange, but I do follow them. Was it Wednesday? Craft Outlet actually opened up their ordering. So with the virus, they actually have a minimum staff, and so they've had to disable their ordering and only open it like on Sunday evenings. And then I believe that somebody got sick, so they had to wait to hear from CDC to see what they needed to do. So the ordering was put on hold for a minute, and then they opened it back up. But they had so many people waiting to order that they could only take so many, and I don't know, it didn't sound like they were back online for very long before they disabled it again so that nobody could place an order. But they reopened it on Wednesday evening, and I was able to put in an order, thankfully. I'm still waiting for a few other orders, but everybody is really delayed right now with their orders because they're either getting bombarded or they are limited on staff or supplies. But I'm thankful that I have a job that I'm able to still get what I need because those companies are still open to allow me to purchase from them. I heard of Ranch House Wreath and Supply, but I haven't looked at them yet. God, there's so many good places to order from too. Let's see, we got 2 more to go. So some people measure out 15 inches, some do 30. It really just depends on the ruffle that you want to get from this mesh. And I like this method also because then if it starts to fray, you don't really see it as much either. And if you don't have a Bodabra, I definitely recommend getting it, at least as a starter. Get it at Michael's when you have a coupon. I think that's when I got mine, and I had a 50% off coupon, so it was normally 20 and I got it for 10. I know Hobby Lobby does 40% off, but Michael's, I feel they have better coupons for the most part. That, and if you order online to pick it up in the store, or right now it's curbside pickup, they're usually running a deal where they'll give you an extra 20, 30, 40% off of your purchase. But of course, it depends on what you're getting because not everything that you buy applies. Okay, last one. So now to figure out where I want to put the sign. Has anybody done a YouTube live if you're a crafter? I want to try that out and see, because I do have my YouTube channel. I want to see what that's like to do a live from there. Because then it's easier to upload it too. All right. So you can go around now too, now that you've gotten everything in, and you can refluff or fix your ribbon, because usually when you're putting everything on, it kind of gets, you know, out of place. Thank you. I know, I think it looks really nice. I love it. Hi, Jenny. Probably because I had the subtitles on there. I don't know. I don't know. I'm still learning. And it's weird because I'm talking and then you guys get it a couple seconds later. All right. So there we go. And now with that, our wreath is now about almost 20 inches wide. So let me get my sign. Okay. Usually I just put it like right in the middle. So I don't know, let's see how that looks. What do you think? Or should I put it like off to the side? I don't know. And I can't, this is the perspective that's harder for me because I like to be able to see everything. I'm very visual. So when I first started doing this too, I was like, wait, I just put all this stuff on here and now I'm gonna cover it up. But yeah, that's okay. I think maybe I wanna put it to the side. Let me find where those two, the ribbon were that were the same. It's right here. Maybe I'll put it like this. Because the sign is a little big. Let's just see how this looks. So then you can just put your pipe cleaners through the mesh until you feel the frame. And it's okay that you put it through. And this is not really the easiest part. I did make a bow, Ketra. And I'm going to be putting that on for sure. I went ahead and, because this sign has some gray in it, I went ahead and found some gray ribbon that I had. I like my bow to be different than the other ribbons that I've already used on the wreath. So let's see. You know what? I am just gonna, well, this is the hardest part, is figuring out where I want to put it. But what I really like is that you can put this on here and then you can turn it sideways and be like, okay, this is what I really meant to do. It doesn't always have to be straight on. It doesn't have to be at the top. It doesn't have to be at the bottom. But if it would just cooperate and go in, then that is really helpful too. I know I'm not the only one that has this issue, but geez, I wish it would just go faster sometimes. Let's see. Come on now. And then the twist tie starts to bend and get all bunched up and not go through. And I got one. Yay! Yeah, that's what I think I'm gonna do. So I got this one side in now. Let me pull it down. Let's see. There we go. I was pulling the mesh also. So I'm just going to tie it down just a tiny bit, just so I can get it to stay in place. But let me fix these ribbons. Okay. And then what you want to do is you want to at least have them on both sides of the bar and then just twist it. I'm not done with it, so I'm just going to twist it a couple times. I might even have to put it on the outer, yeah. Let me do that. Put it on the outer ring so that it will go over more. So I'm just gonna do it like this. So I know a lot of people do this differently. I like to use the pipe cleaner and staple it on to the wood. Be careful though, because depending on the sign, it might be thin and it might go through it. So just be cognizant of that and be careful. Because once you do it, you can't take it back. I think the worst part of Alive is having to do the part that you don't like the most and it doesn't cooperate with you. But it totally cooperates with you when you don't need it to. Haha, I got it. Okay, let me fix that. Move this over. So now I have it here. I've moved it over. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna move it over to the outside one. Okay, I'm just gonna twist it a few times. Oh, really? It's a good idea. I should try that. Because boy, is this the biggest pain. Although I'm out of practice too, because I've been making a lot of the flower, probably burlap flower wreaths. So, but once you get one side in, the other side is not as bad. So like I've already gotten one side in. And then where's the other? And it's a good thing you can't see my face because sometimes I just end up going by feel, and I'm sure the look on my face is classic. Oh, so close. And let's see. See, it bent. It's not helpful. Although, you know, honestly, I really like using the pipe cleaner better sometimes than the floral wire. There we go. Because it's, I don't know, it's got the fuzzies on it, so it doesn't, it's easy, there's something more to grab onto. Okay, let's see, let me fix this. Fix that. Okay, there, see? So, now I've got this one. All right, I finally got the sign on. Just fix some of my bows, or ribbons, sorry. I just like to, I guess you could say I'm a perfectionist. I just like it to look nice. Then the shake test, so it's on there. I don't think I need to really tighten it more. I don't want it also to be sunken in, where it looks like the mesh is like, you know, you're putting on a pair of jeans and you're trying to get into them, but you know you know that it's not going to fit, but you're still going to try. Okay, so this is the bow that I made. I haven't really fluffed it out yet except for this part. This is the gray that I was telling you about, and then I forgot to cut the ends of this, and this ended up being a little bit longer than I wanted it to be. So just gonna go ahead and trim the end of that again. And then if you are just now watching, you just take the end from the wire you're going to cut in to make the dovetail. I am still trying to perfect my bow making skills. I really, really wish that I was better at it than I am. I'm gonna use floral wire for this. I really wish that it looked like a lot of other people's, because wow, some people may have some really, really nice bows and I'm so jealous, but good for them. So I'm trying to find tutorials on how to make bows. So I'm just going to, I use a zip tie to put this bow together. So I'm just going to fish this wire through the back, which I should have already done, and I didn't. Because when I was making this bow, it was almost time for me to go on. I used a 2.5 inch, this gray with the white swirls, and it's got a little bit of glitter. I decided to do the coffee since that was the theme I was doing, and then I wanted to throw in some color. So there, I put the floral wire on the back. Let's see, where do I want to put that? I think I want to just put it here. Let's see how that looks. And again, you can just put this through the mesh also. Let's see if I can see it. I can't see it yet. I try and put this into to where it's not going to cover up the sign when I fluff it. Because otherwise, what's the point of the sign, right? There's one side. There's the other. Okay, I'm gonna put it here. And then I'm going to make sure I have it on part of the frame. Just attach that. I'll finish attaching it when I'm done, but I just did a quick, simple bow, something small. I actually made this by hand, which right now I am so not comfortable doing. I will not show anybody that until I've perfected it, because I feel like I'm so, what's the word? Not disorganized, but I just feel like I'm constantly fumbling while I'm trying to make it, and it does not look pretty while I'm doing it. Because like people make the ends all nice and curly, and still trying to figure that out too, but turn this around so you can see it. So the gray, I did 5-inch loops. The brown I did about 4-inch, and then the chevron I did about 3. So let's see, how does that look? And when we get off of here, I'm sure I'm going to fluff it more because it'll never be perfect for me. Thank you, Brenda. So there it is. Oh yeah, I didn't even think about that. Look at that. It was a happy accident that these swirls actually look like the steam from the coffee. So there it is, my butt first coffee wreath. Thank you for joining me. I will be uploading this to YouTube, and I'll do that today. I'm hoping to try YouTube live. Still trying to perfect making the flower wreaths. So I haven't felt comfortable enough to do another one. I have done one, yes, but I do want to do more. I know a lot of people like it, and so I will, as soon as I do that, I'll put that out there. I'll let you know. And if you like my work, please like my page, follow, spread the word. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, Pinterest, Twitter, and Facebook. All of my social media is the number 3 and then L Creations. But I believe you can find me on Pinterest and YouTube by spelling the number 3 out. So thank you for joining me. I hope everybody has a great day. It's Friday. Yay! And I hope you have a fantastic weekend. And if you have any questions, let me know. I love to just help people out. I've been in your shoes. I'm still in your shoes. Trying to get people to, pick their brains. So please, by all means, if you have any questions, let me know. I'm Angela with 3L Creations, and thank you for letting me create and make my vision a reality. Have a great day. Take care. Bye.